Scattered across this great country are automotive treasures, collector cars owned by top enthusiasts, rare gems of rich pedigree. We invite them all to come to Autogeek's garage and show off their proudest vehicles while we get to ask, what's in Autogeek's garage?
Welcome to another edition of What's in Autogeek's Garage. I'm your host, Mike Phillips, and each week we're going to be bringing in cool cars and trucks, checking them out, getting their story, and sharing tips and techniques for how to detail these cars and your car in your garage. Now, each week I'm also going to have a celebrity guest. This week my celebrity guest is Sam Memmolo.
Hey Mike, how you doing, bud?
Good, how you doing, Sam?
Nice place. This is where you work all your magic, huh?
That's right. It's air conditioning, keeps me cool, keeps the cars cool.
That's awesome. A lot easier than doing it in a motorhead garage, I gotta tell you.
That's right. Now, you're an icon in this industry. Can you just share some of your background?
Well, you know, been a mechanic all my life, worked on everything from, cars, trucks, airplanes, boats. Dave Bowman and I started shade tree mechanic back in the early 90s and did that for about 8 years. Moved on to Crank and Chrome, Two Guys Garage, and now we host Motorhead Garage on Fox Sports.
And don't you have your own radio show?
Yep, I do a radio show called Sam's Garage, but my first love is cars. And look at this Packard. This is beautiful. Tell me a little bit about this car.
What this is a 1949 Packard Super 8, but it's no longer stock, you know, if you notice. Yeah.
Yeah.
This has actually got a Cadillac engine in it, and it's actually sitting on a Cadillac frame and running gear.
Is the owner here? I'd like to find out more about this car.
He sure is. Let's bring him in. David. This is David Greenberg. Welcome,
hello, Mike.
What's in Autogeek's Garage?
David, I got to tell you, pleasure to meet you. I'm a Packard fan. I know this is a Super 8 because they called it that because it had the big old straight 8 motor.
That's correct.
But tell me about the Cadillac chassis.
Well, the transformation was done by a Catholic priest in Texas. I bought it a year ago from Judson, Texas. A farmer owned it, and I'm thrilled with the car. It's still a work in progress, but it's got air conditioning and power disc brakes and so forth, with a 425 cubic engine and a turbo 400 transmission. It's just a great car, and it's going to end up being a very fine car when it gets done.
Absolutely. I love the color combination. Now, was it painted this color, or do you have it painted? Because the paint looks fairly fresh.
Well, it was painted this color. It's been a little bit lighter on the gold color, but it was recently painted, repainted, and just been rebuffed.
I can tell it's been buffed. Look at that. They didn't water sand good here. When they come over the peak, took the edges off it, didn't they?
Yeah, I noticed
unfortunately.
when you pulled this in, the edges here have been burned. Here's just a little tip. Before you sand and buff any kind of paint job, when you got a high point like this, you want to take and put some painter's tape over that edge and just cover that up and protect it. And what that'll do is keep you from burning through the paint when you're machine buffing.
Right. Then you can always come back and rub the edge by hand.
You can always touch it up by hand.
Sure.
But the paint usually is the thinnest on the high point like this. This is just a safety precaution.
But there's a lot of swirls in this car.
Yeah, that's another thing I noticed. A lot of times you can take your car to the best painter in the world, but it's the guy that does the wet sand cutting and buffing. A lot of times they don't give him enough time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take out all the swirls they left behind in this brand new paint job.
And great.
So after they wet sand, cut, and buff a car, a lot of times they're going to still have swirls in them. This is a swirl finder light, and what I see here is massive swirls. So to fix this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tape line down here, and that's just to show you before and after, David, what it should really look like this yellow Ford behind us. Now what I have on here is a Menzerna polish. This is what we call a medium cut polish. This is a DA polisher, and all I'm going to do is put this over my shoulder. I'm going to bring it down here. I'm just make a few passes here, then I'll have you come in and take a look and see if you see a difference.
I tell you, I've seen this guy do this. It's going to be a world of difference when he's done. You're not putting any real pressure there, are you?
I'm actually pushing down about 15 pounds.
Really, that much?
Yep, that's one of the tricks to actually getting the swirls out is you need to engage the abrasives with the paint. That takes just a little pressure. Now I'm going to come down here and just softly wipe this off. Notice how I have my microfiber towel folded. That just gives me some cushion for my hand. Now I'm going to pull the tape line off. Now let's bring our friend the swirl finder light back down here.
Even without the light, you can see the swirls here and no swirls there.
See the difference?
This is why he brought me down here, David. He wants me to do this whole car, and then he'll tell you he did it.
I'm with him.
But that's how you would finish out a car for a show car finish. You just switch it over to some high quality Menzerna polishes, DA polisher, soft foam pad.
Fantastic.
That's great. Okay. Well, let's get to work and
Okay.
do the rest of this car, get it looking good, and we can give it back to David.
Now we'll get back to the next car.
All right.
Thank you, Mike.
What's in Autogeek's Garage is being brought to you by McGuire's Car Care Products since 1905. And by Lake Country, pioneering manufacturers of buffing and polishing products sold worldwide. And by Minzerna, the world's finest polishing materials. What do the following award-winning car designers and builders have in common? Chip Foose, Brian Fuller, Alan Johnson, Justin Padfield, Mark Stilo, Steve Stroke, Denny Terzic, Troy Trepanier. They all depend on ARP fasteners. Leading car builders depend on ARP fasteners, and so should you. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
The best looking cars on the road deserve only the best when it comes to car care. Pinnacle Natural Brilliance.
Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax is all natural. It uses ivory carnauba wax to create a sizzling shine.
Pinnacle literally has a product for every square inch of your car. For more information about the entire line of Pinnacle products and for some valuable tips and techniques, check out pinnaclewax.com or autogeek.net.
Welcome back to What's in Autogeek's Garage. I have a celebrity guest host with me today, Sam Memmolo. Sam, what do you think of this 1964 and a half Mustang?
This is an awesome car. You know, I've been scoping this car out, and it's really neat. It's got factory air conditioning and factory power steering. Real pretty color. Hadn't seen many of this color. Is the owner here? We can talk to him?
He sure is. He's right over here. Don, Eddie, come on in.
Hello, Mike.
How you doing, Don?
Sam.
Don, pleasure to meet you. So tell me, where'd you get this car?
I got that from my parents. They bought it new, and when they decided to go to Arizona in 1969, they asked my sister and myself what they'd like to have. I told my sister, take the furniture, I want that.
Awesome, good choice. Now, I understand this was bought at a Ford dealer in Pennsylvania, brand new in '64, and the Ford dealer's still there.
Matthews Ford, he's still there.
That's amazing. So, you know, just been enshrined, or was this actually a daily driver?
It was a daily driver till 1982. The kids left home, and I decided I could retire it and have fun.
Well, that's the original paint, the original interior, the 289, probably 4-barrel, C4.
Yep.
Is it a drum brake or a disc brake car?
That's a drum brake.
This is an original car. Looking at it, it's beautiful, but need to do some work on these tires.
And
Yeah.
the feet are a little dull.
Yeah, we were checking it out. It looks like it just came out of the showroom. You know, it looks all shiny. Everything's beautiful about it. But the one thing we notice is you just need to shine the shoes. We need to put a little tire dressing on the tires, and that'll kind of finish off the whole look to this car.
And I'll bet you this guy can do it because he can do all this stuff. You got something really magic for that?
I do. I have something that's actually really good. It's a product from Optimum Polymer Technologies. The chemist is actually a very good friend of mine. He makes superb products. And the cool thing about this is it's going to restore a deep, dark, rich black shine. It's not going to stain those white walls, and it's not going to be all gooey later on when you go brush up against it.
That is a problem with the white walls because they get stained with the other stuff I've used.
Yep.
Show us how, buddy.
Let's do it. Grab that car right there for me, right behind you.
You want this?
Yeah. There
One
we
of
go.
these? Whoop.
Yep.
Okay.
Now to do this, I'm going to use the Optimum Polymer Technologies Optibond Tire Gel. Now a lot of tire products will make the tire all greasy and slimy, then dust sticks to them, and if you brush up against them, you get it all over yourself. This product isn't like that at all. First of all, it's going to provide UV protection and protection from ozone. Have you ever seen how tires turn brown? Mm-hmm. Okay, what that is that's a product inside the tire coming out, mixing with the ozone, and when it hits the ozone, that's where the brown color comes from. So what this product does is it protects it from the ozone while restoring that deep, dark shine that we all love.
But the problem is you got white walls, and some of these products will make the white wall nasty.
And that's another cool feature about this product. It starts out white in the gel, okay, so there's no color to it.
Right.
It's not going to actually pull any of the blackness off the rubber onto the white wall. It's also environmentally friendly, so it's a safe product to use in your garage, out in the environment. So I'm just going to take and put some on here. This is a tire swipe, and these wear out pretty quickly, so it's nice to have a good supply of these on hand.
I took about 6 of them and put them in my truck already, by the way.
Yeah, this is something that Autogeek carries, you know, so you can always stock up whenever you're getting your supplies. Mm-hmm. And all you really want to do is just come down here and rub this in. A lot of times what I like to do is I take, and you always want to shake this, but on my swipe, this is just a little tip. I take and I put some of this right along the edge here, rub it in with my finger, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around the lip of the wheel here, and that way I get it right in there on the rubber, get the whole thing coated.
That's great, because you see so many people miss all that stuff.
That's a hard place to get to.
Yeah, it really is. He's doing a good job, you know. Now, this is an unusual color. You know, you don't see a lot of Mustangs this color. What color do they call this?
That's called pagoda green.
Pagoda green. Looks more blue. It's kind of a teal, you know. Now, you don't see a lot of these Mustangs this color.
No, I've never seen another one this color.
Ah, so how do you know this is an original? How many did they paint like this?
I can't tell because the records for Ford are non-existent.
Ah, you think they use it more than 1964 and a half?
No, it's the original. Only color they made that for was 64.
Wow, that's amazing. Car's got factory air, power steering. Tell you what, you finish up all the tires. Don and I are going to jump in this thing when you're done, pop the door open. We're going to go down to the local drive-thru, and it's time for lunch. Let's get some burgers.
Well, make sure you get me a burger, too.
We'll pick up a couple of chicks on the way.
You think so?
Yeah,
That's an awful
we
small
can do
back
it.
seat.
Whether you're an automotive enthusiast, professional detailer, or body shop technician, the secret to the perfect shine is machine polishing with Lake Country pads. The key to a flawless show car finish is matching the right pad to the job, and Lake Country has a pad for every detailing project. Lake Country is the industry leader in product development with over 60 years of hands-on detailing experience. When you're ready to machine polish, buy the best Lake Country pads. Mike Phillips here. I've been buffing out cars all my life and teaching classes on machine polishing paint since 1988. And out of all the polishes I've ever used, I've never found anything that outperforms Menzerna polishes for a true show car finish. Made in Germany since 1888, Menzerna offers a complete line of compounds, medium cut, fine cut, and ultra fine cut polishes to create a high gloss finish just like you see here. Check out MenzernaUSA.com. Flex power tools are German engineered specifically for polishing paint. The Flex 3401 is a forced rotation, dual action polisher that won't inflict swirls into the paint because the pad rotates and oscillates at the same time. The Flex PE14 rotary buffer weighs only 5 pounds, but has all the power of a full-size rotary buffer. Its compact size and lightweight reduces fatigue and makes it perfect for all your machine polishing projects. Visit FlexNorthAmerica.com.
Washing your vehicle, while a seemingly simple task, can be tricky. It's basically a balancing act between cleaning contaminants from the vehicle and scratching the finish. Introducing Grit Guard. The Grit Guard has no flat surfaces for dirt or grit to sit on. Once dirt and grit fall to the bottom of the bucket where the water stays calm, it keeps the dirt and grit at the bottom. More importantly, the Grit Guard is an agitator for your wash mitt or brush, releasing the dirt, grit, grime, and contaminants, providing scratch-free cleaning of your vehicle's finish. Order now at gritguard.com. It's time now for Off the Shelf. Quick tips on detailing your car with Mike Phillips. And brought to you by McGuire's Car Care Products.
This week's letter comes from Cindy in New York. And Cindy writes in and asks, Mike, I've got a car with a leather interior. How can I keep it looking clean and brand new? That's a great question, Cindy. And the most important thing, whenever you're working on a leather interior, is to use a product that's going to both clean safely, not strip out any of the life-extending oils naturally in the oil, and also you want to condition to provide that UV protection. Now, Meguiar's first product for this is the Gold Class Leather and Vinyl Cleaner. That means you can use this on both leather and vinyl. And the way you want to use this is you want to spray this onto a clean terry cloth towel, and then just come down and wipe all the leather surfaces, especially any place where your skin might touch and deposit body sweat, oils, or grime can build up. Now, what's nice about this spray is because this interior has perforated holes, it's not going to build up inside the holes. That's the benefit to a spray. Now, after you've cleaned the surface really well, now you want to condition it. For this, I'm going to use the Gold Class Leather Conditioner. And for this, I'm just going to take and spray some right onto the pad. I'm going to come back to all the areas I clean and just gently rub this in. This is going to add UV protection to keep this leather looking brand new, clean, soft, and supple. Welcome back to What's in Autogeek's Garage. Hey Sam, we got a Model T here. What do you think? It's a real street rod.
This is an awesome street rod. It's a 26, two-door, and you can see the thing. It sits just right. Got a small block with a blower in it, a 700 R. Been checking it out. Heights front end, heights rear end. It's got a Wabbage. This is awesome. You know what that is?
It has something to do with stoplights.
Traffic minded.
Traffic lights.
Roof so low, it actually picks up the lights. You can see it's red or green. Gorgeous car. Is the owner here?
He's right here. Sam, why don't you come on in?
Hey Sam, I'm Sam.
How are you?
Oh, I'm great.
Mike Phillips, nice to meet you, Sam.
Tell us a little bit about your car. How long you had this thing?
I've been building it about 4 years.
Where'd you find the body?
About 70 miles out of Akron, Ohio, sitting in a hay barn. Believe it or not, it was a barn find.
Barn treasure.
Now I've been all over this car when you weren't here. This thing is all steel, and that's pretty rare today.
Yeah, we got rid of the cloth roof, and we put the steel in the top, and there's no Bondo on this car.
Yeah, it's got lead in it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Old school.
Pretty color, pretty interior. So tell us, how's it go down the road?
Fast.
I noticed the Sanderson headers up here and a really nice tight fit, but you did a really nice job on it.
Yep. Now who cut the flames on that polished stainless there up against the radiator support?
A friend of mine did that on a one of those laser machines.
That's beautiful. What a great touch. What are we doing to this today?
Well, one of the things I want to share with this, when you have something like this where the body's all steel, okay, the last thing you want to do is be washing this with water, flushing water onto the car. It gets down to the cracks and crevices where you can't dry it, and then rust can be formed. And you've already done the job of de-rusting the car. So what I want to show you is what we call a waterless car wash. Now this is the Detailer's Pro Series, and what this is something you can actually just spray onto the car. It's a high lubricity formula, so it's going to enable you to lift any dust, dirt, road grime off without scratching the paint. Plus, it's going to leave behind a protective polymer coating, so it's kind of like adding a little bit of protection at the same time.
Awesome.
And of course, again, you're not going to be flushing the whole car down with water. And it's real easy to use. It's kind of like spray detail. You just take and spray it on. I'm going to take and open it up first. I'm going to take a clean microfiber towel, and this is the technique. Always have these folded 4 ways because that gives you 8 size wipe width. Then you just take and spread this around, then flip it to the dry side, and then wipe it to a high shine.
Yeah, with an open hood side panel like that, any of the debris that's coming up off the road, stuff coming off your belts, blows back, you're going to get it all over your cowl. You did a great job in this car. How long did it take you to build it? 4 years?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Who did the interior?
A friend of mine. It's going to be changed next month.
Yeah, you're going to spend some more money, huh? Going to go with a little leather, are you?
Yeah, white leather.
That's great. So you can do that on the whole car?
Exactly.
How about getting it on the glass or the
Glass,
chrome?
wheels, tires, anything on the outside of the car, you can go ahead and clean it. Again, it's going to leave a little bit of protection behind. But like Sam was saying, you drive to the show, you're going to pick up some road dust, some grime, maybe some bug splatter. So it's a way to get it clean at the car show without having to drag out a hose and a bucket.
Now, when you leave that polymer finish on, did that help retard the dust and stuff collecting on it?
Oh yeah, feel this. It's nice and slick now. I wipe down this section right here. Wipe this here. Feel how slick that is?
Yep.
Yeah, so
well, the door doesn't feel that slick, so let's see you do the rest of this
yeah,
thing.
do the rest of the car.
You're going to hand me that and give me a microfiber towel, and I think I can do this kind of stuff, you know
Yeah,
that?
and I'll just talk to the owner, so.
Yeah. Well, listen, you don't mind if I clean your car, do you? Because if I do a good job here, I'm going to get him to do my big truck, you know?
Believe it or not, my first car when I was 15 was a Model T. You know, I went and pulled it out of the barn and hooked a rope onto it and hooked up the dad's truck and actually yanked that thing out of a barn.
Well, this car had been sitting on blocks since 1948. Wow. I'm the second owner. The gentleman I bought it from, his dad bought it in 1926, and he died in 48, and when he died, put it on blocks. And I heard about it, and I called him, and I went up and I bought the car from him. And well, he had 3 hay barns, and it took us about 45 minutes to find it because we had to move a couple of 100 bales of hay.
That's amazing, you know, to find a car that was built in 1926, you being the second owner, and then you make it look like this. This is a real street rod. I like this car. Here, I'm going to let you do the rest. You and I are going to get ready. We're going to go for a ride, and I want to see if you can smoke those rear tires. What do you think? All right.
What's in Autogeek's Garage is being brought to you by Metrovac, deliberately made better in the USA. And by Flex, the original. And by Pinnacle, science and nature in harmony.
Matt Steele here for Ragtop. You know, I love convertibles and soft tops, but we've all seen what can happen when they're neglected. Ragtop Convertible Protectant is the only way to protect that soft top and keep it looking brand new. Now here's the best part. It's as easy as cleaning the top and spraying it on. Ragtop will not only maintain the new appearance, but it offers UV protection, and the water will bead up and roll right off. You can purchase Ragtop at Autogeek.net and other authorized dealers. You ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll.
Let's get out of here.
Amazing results, even in full sun. Now go have fun.
Every time you touch your car with a chamois, microfiber, or towel, you scratch the finish and remove the wax you just applied. Think it's dry? Guess again. The Master Blaster dries where no towel can reach. Now you can dry your car or motorcycle twice as fast with no effort, no scratches, and with no water spots. Truly touchless. The Master Blaster is the quickest and safest way to dry your baby with warm, dry filtered air. Made in the USA.
Wow, isn't this a cream puff? What do you think, Sam?
Wonderbar radio and everything, huh?
Yes, it is.
Awesome car. You know, back in the day, the Buick, Eddy Electra, you had the Invicta, you had the LeSabre. Here we've got an Invicta. This car is just gorgeous. I mean, the dashboard's great. You look at it, it's got the switches for the rear speaker. That was a big deal back then. AM radio, but it's a Wonderbar.
Welcome back to this edition of What's in Autogeek's Garage. We got a 1962 Invicta Convertible, and this thing is a cream puff.
It is. This car is absolutely great. You know, these cars in their day, this was a real cruiser. Put the top down, you had a big engine. These things would just cruise down the road. You had all kinds of amenities. And this Wonderbar radio, by the way, most people don't know, had a foot control, like a dimmer switch. When the dimmer switch used to be on the floor, push the button and change your radio stations, real hands-free stuff. But this car is absolutely gorgeous.
Pretty high-tech back then. Hey, look, we got the owner with us here. How you doing, Daniel?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Welcome to the show. This is Sam.
Hey, Dan. Good to see you, man. Beautiful car.
This is really beautiful.
You got the big Buick motor in this thing?
Yes, it's the 401.
Let's take a look. Can you open the hood for me?
I sure can.
I love looking at these things. There's so much room under these hoods.
That's right. You can crawl in here and work on it.
Now, that's a 401 nailhead Buick. I love nailheads. It's a beautiful engine. Now, this is what, 325 horsepower?
Correct, yes.
But now it says Wildcat 445 on it. Why Buick put that on there?
That's the foot-pounds of torque.
Ah, great way to make it sound really big, but that's what pushes you down the road.
Oh, for sure.
You know that. Yeah. Detailed to the max. That's the original Buick green, too, isn't it?
Yes.
That was a
wow,
pretty color.
This looks really nice.
Absolutely. Look at it. It's got all kinds. It's got power brakes from the factory.
Yes.
What do you say? Anything good?
Oh, I like it. In fact, if you look at the chrome, the trim, the bumpers, everything is in mint condition. Even the bezels around the headlights. This has a lot of ornate touches to it that really makes it stand out.
Yeah, and this grill with all that die-cast zinc with the chrome on it, you don't see them when they're not really pitted. I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you put the hood down so I don't bend anything up.
Looks like he's got the original factory hubcap still.
Yep.
This is a nice touch here, too.
Yep, Buick portholes.
Yep, the portholes alongside.
Yep.
Got the Invicta emblem up here.
You know, they used to have 3 portholes. It was a special or a super. If it had 4 portholes, it was a Century or a Roadmaster.
Correct.
How about that, huh?
That's
now,
good
there was
memory.
a name for those things besides portholes.
No, they're portholes.
They're portholes. Yeah. There was a name for those things. Let's take a look at this top.
Yeah.
It matches the color. It's really, really pretty. And of course, you notice one thing, you know, 57, 58, 59, they had wraparound windshields. Yep. They take your kneecaps off. They eliminated the wraparound windshield in these cars.
Yes.
Yep, that's pretty neat.
I didn't understand that was the reason. I've had a couple of these with the wraparound windshields.
In the earlier, yeah.
Yep, 59 to about 60.
Take your knees off, I know. Pretty color-coordinated top. What can you do for this top?
Well, this is brand new, isn't it, Dan?
It's 2004.
It looks like it's brand new. Now the thing about a vinyl top is it has a coating on it from the factory. What you want to do is you want to just take care of that coating, and the coating will take care of the vinyl. What a lot of people do is they use too strong of a cleaning solution on here, or they use too rough of a brush on here, and they scrub it and actually destroy that coating. So what I have over here is I've got 2 different products from the Ragtop company. What's nice about this is actually the Hartz company endorses this product for use on their tops, and Hartz makes something like 90% of all convertible tops for classic cars and brand new cars too.
Awesome. So this material here is a coated vinyl. Is that what it is on a top?
It's a coated vinyl. Now if you needed to clean this, they make a cleaner, Ragtop cleaner. And the thing about this is you want to take and you want to apply this with something that would be very soft and gentle. This is actually a horsehair brush. Feel that. Feel how soft that is. It's not like a scrub brush. And that would just agitate it, and that would help to get the dirt out of the weave or the grain of this top. But since this is clean, it's already in nice shape, what you could do is you could go right to the vinyl protectant. Now this contains the most costly ingredients to protect from UV damage, and that's because it's a convertible exposed to the sun. This is where you'll see the fading, the drying, and the cracking, and the stitching start to deteriorate. So even though it's in good shape right now, if you want to keep it looking good for another 20, 30, 40 years, you want to keep a protectant on there. And this is real simple to use. You just want to shake it, turn the capsules on the spray.
These tops aren't cheap either, are they?
No.
Absolutely not. So I'll tell you what, he's the expert. Let's watch him work. I want to see him do the whole top.
And mist this stuff on, then you just want to take a clean microfiber towel and then just gently work it in.
So you're rubbing it in, basically, not rubbing it off.
Yeah, kind of like putting a lotion on your skin, you know, just kind of
It's already
working
starting
it
to pick
in.
up a little sheen. Look at that.
Then flip to the dry side, and then just wipe it to a nice dry shine. There you
Now,
go.
does that help keep it from getting the fold marks when you put the top down?
Oh yeah, everything is, because it's going to put a protective coating on here, so it's going to resist having wear marks from when you put the top down, or when it's exposed to the outdoors, having dust and dirt land on it, so it can't actually embed or bond onto that top, so it's going to clean easier in the future.
That's great. That's a great product. And it's easy to use, huh?
Yeah,
It
really.
contains no silicone. It's VOC compliant.
It's very friendly to the environment. Plus, it's not all greasy and slimy like a lot of products.
Hurry up and finish up this top. Do you mind if we put the top down? Because my co-host is coming, Davey Bowman. He's not going to fit in here. He's so tall, we have to put the top down. So how about that?
Let's do it. And
All
we'll
right,
take
man.
it for a ride afterwards. That's a wrap for this show. Join us again for the next show. Dave Bowman's going to join us, so me, Sam, and Dave will be checking out cars together.
He said, we got to put the top down to fit him in there. So let's go ahead and put this top down. Aren't you going to do the rest of it first?
Yeah, I'll get
I
it.
mean, I can see the difference.
I'll get it.
Get to work, man.
All products featured on today's program are available from Autogeek.net.